Pastor Lucado, thank you so much for joining me.
That's my honor. I wish it was under better circumstances, but even so, it's great to be with you.
A lot of people are grieving.
Yeah.
This feels a lot like grief, what you experience when you lose something or lose someone. Is that how it feels for you?
That is so perceptive on your part. I've been thinking about that quite a bit, because as I've been posting quite a few online messages inviting people to post their prayer requests. As I read over those prayer requests, it sounds like grief. It feels like grief. When I look in my own heart, it feels like grief. Now, I've been using the word anxiety to describe our predominant emotion, and I do think it is still, but I do think that grief is a part of all this. You know, at its core, grief is an unmet expectation. It's an unmet expectation. We expected to have more time with our loved one. We expected to, grow old with our wives. We expected to be healthy. And so when people are grieving, some expectation of life has gone unmet. And that's really what we're dealing with here. We expected to enter into another year protected and safe, because we've come to expect that.
Well, what are some emotional tools that Americans can call upon to get through this?
The Bible is a story of how God gets people through things. My goodness, where do you not find God delivering people? It's a story of deliverance. You know, Joseph in the famine, the Hebrews in Egyptian captivity, the Hebrews again in Babylonian captivity. So we're going to get through it. Weeping may come in the night, but joy comes in the morning. So first of all, let's just say, okay, somehow God is going to get us through this. Number two, allow yourself time to grieve. If this indeed is grief, I don't know any pastor, I don't know any counselor who says dismiss and deny yourself grief. Nobody does that. I mean, no, that stiff upper lip stuff doesn't work. It's certainly not a part of the Bible. You know, when King David learned of the death of Saul and Jonathan, he called the nation to mourn. He commanded that they mourn. Mourning is just a part of getting through stuff. I've said it so many times, so forgive me if you've already heard me say this, but give yourself a good meltdown. And sometimes we need 2 or 3 a day. Just let it go. Let it go. Air your complaint before God. Talk to him honestly. Get on your knees, get on your belly. You know, we need to call in all of our forces. This is a time for the church to be the church. It's a defining moment in the history of the church. It's a time for us to give encouragement, the time for us to share the gospel, time for us to tell people that God is in control, to remind people that, yeah, this is a wake-up call for the whole planet. We've all been reminded of the brevity of life, the frailty of health. We need a God, and thank God he's there. So this is our message. This is our opportunity to share it. What appears to be evil, God is going to use for good.
Pastor Max Lucado, thank you so much for sharing with us. And I pray that you and your family stay safe.
Thank you. It's always a great treat to talk to you.
Well, really good advice. And God is big enough to handle our doubts. So go to him with our grief and our doubts, and he's going to lift your head. Well, Max is the author of more than 100 books. They include Anxious for Nothing, You'll Get Through This, and Unshakable Hope, and they are available wherever books are sold. And he's also offering free Bible studies online. You can sign up for those courses by going to Max's website. It's maxlucado.com.